Wherever you are, your home ownership starts here right now on this channel with me, Jenny Pro Realtor. Welcome to my channel. In this video today, we're going to be visiting Draper City, Utah. They're known for their schools, their private schools, different amenities as far as trails and parks, and lots of fun activities that you can do in Draper City. So stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you my favorite restaurant here in Draper City, Utah. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. And there's a link below to get in touch with me to finding your home ownership in here in Draper City, Utah. I talk to people who are just like you, who are either moving in 9 days or in 9 months. So make sure you get in touch. Until then, welcome to Draper City, Utah. Draper City is really a stomping ground for the railroads for where it was really important to get transferred goods between Utah County and Salt Lake County. It was established in 1854 with the name Draper. Before that, it was named Javaha, which was a Native American named after that. Draper comes from the last name of a man named William Draper III, who was a pioneer and also a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and helped settle this land. Draper is really in between Salt Lake and Utah County. In fact, part of Draper is in Utah County and the other part is in Salt Lake County. So looking at this amazing historical records of the railroads, this is about 1900s. You would come in here and they'd use the railroads for transferring all of your poultry goods, your egg goods, and it was the first time they could actually use the ability to transfer their goods. Let's go around and look at the transit system because Draper is actually one of the cities that's closest to Utah County that has its own transit system within the city. Draper has its own transit system here. Don't worry, I'm just walking on the tracks making a cool video about this. But there's over 50,000 people in population in Draper City, and Draper consists of over 19,000 acres. So it is a smaller landmass. Now Draper also extends to the other side of the I-15 and then also extends up to the mountain. So I'm going to show you some mountain views that you're going to get, but then you also get into the valley where it literally butts up to the I-15. So it's quite similar to Lehi. Your neighboring cities are Lehi. You have also on the west side freeway, you have West Jordan. And then down there you have around Riverton and Sandy and Murray, all around Draper City. Walk around some neighborhoods, give you price points of why and how expensive Draper City is going to be, why people live in Draper City, and some schools. There's a lot of really cool schools I want to show you because Draper is actually really known for a lot of their private schools and a lot of their Christianity schools. So let's go check them out. So we're driving down 123rd, which is actually an entrance to the I-15. So it's a very busy road, and that's where the majority of your conveniences are going to be in Draper City, Utah. So you can drive by things like this is a famous Baja Bucks, which has Italian ice because we all know it gets really hot in Utah. And you've got the conveniences of a mall strip, the Smith, the Leatherby's ice cream, which is also famous. You've got any type of restaurant that you want, whether it comes to American cuisine, Italian, Asian, to Mexican. You've got pretty much any type of cuisine that you're going to want right off the strip. You can get the fast foods, car washes. You've got basically everything you need. They even have fun ma and pa restaurants. Waffle Love is one of them that actually was founded in Provo, and they've spread out to places like down here in Draper. I'm familiar with Draper because I gave birth to my twins in the hospital in Draper. So they have the Lone Peak Hospital, where Utah predominantly is the IHC hospitals, but Lone Peak is also one that's an offset one in Draper because that's where I had to go with my health insurance because I didn't have the Select Health, which is the majority of Utah people do. My husband's a nurse. I know a lot about that stuff, but it is interesting to know that they do have their infrastructures in Draper with all of the hospitals that you need. Now, we're going to be going and driving over the I-15. Just wanted to show you how closely connected you are to any conveniences you need. You've got your Home Depot, you've got your Kohl's. So you're really in a tight knit. You're not really needing to leave Draper for anything that you're going to need, but the majority of people that live in Draper don't work in Draper. It is a commuting city, just like in my last video on the top link up here, there's one for Spanish Fork, talking about that people don't live in this city to work in the city. It's not set up for the infrastructures for a lot of large companies and corporate world, but it does have a lot of structures for all of your conveniences. So a lot of people will live in Draper to commute, whether it's on the west side of the freeway or all the way up to North Salt Lake or even down south. You do have access to the front runner and the transit system, which is within Draper City itself. So you're definitely set for whatever you need if you live in Draper City. We are here at the St. John's Catholic School. You also have the actual religious building here. Lots of different opportunities here with preschool. They even have their own garden, baseball field, beautiful area to come and visit. Now, Draper alone has 9% that are Catholics. Over 60% are still part of the Mormon Church. But here in this church, you have 404 students. So if you want a smaller base for students, this is the church and school to go through. Now, we're going to go visit one of the public schools that has over around 2,000 students as we drive by, so you can see the difference. But there's 16 schools here in Draper. So you have a potential of opportunity to determine what kind of schooling you want your children to go through. And if it might be the St. Baptist Church, this is a beautiful community for your kids to go to. you can see here, they have bunco, they have the schools that you need, they have the church that you need, they even have the libraries and the books, and they have the garden, like I said, outside. There's plenty of opportunities for diversity here in Draper, and I love that we have that here in Draper for you to decide what's best for your family. So this is Corner Canyon High School. It is a charter and public school at the same time. It is the largest high school that they have in Draper City with a running of 2399 students. They house grades 8 through 12. As you can see, the way they've built the building is just a reflection of how Draper City runs. You've got more of the elite parents who are really, education is very important to the majority of families in Draper, and a lot of people move to Draper for the education. Here's Draper City Park. Draper is really known for a lot of their parks. They have the dog parks, they have the splash pad parks. This particular park is the biggest park that they have, and you're actually right next to the tracks and railroads, so it's really convenient. As you can see, lots of fun activities happening over here. We've got overcast here in Utah today, which is a perfect opportunity to get outside because we've been hitting the 3 digits for the last 2 weeks. Very fun outdoor activity. We have a lot of amenities in Draper. They also have 117 trails and scenic trails, which I will show you some of those as well. Great opportunity to come out. They just had Draper City Days. You've got the parade, close-knit city, and the vibe and the feel that you have over here. But let's go ahead and go check out those trails. So Draper also has a lot of infrastructures coming in here for 55 plus communities. This is not one of them because we're looking at a 2-story house. Usually your 55 plus is going to be more of a rambler, but there's a lot of these inlet neighborhoods where they have a little bit of a cul-de-sac and then you just go back out. Because of the way that Draper was founded and formed with a lot of different farmlands, you have really good soil here in Draper because they used to do it for a lot of agricultural, but then they now massive, beautiful custom homes, but you can find a lot of 55 plus communities around here as well, and they're absolutely beautiful. Welcome to Canyon Crest Drive up here in Draper. We are going to be pulling in to showcase some of the larger homes and obviously the temple, the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints temple. When the temple was announced, it brought in a lot more homes for larger homes. In Utah, if a Mormon temple is announced, you will be guaranteed that the pricing of the lots go up around that house because so many Mormons want to be around the temple. They view it as a sanctuary of peace and a closeness to God. And so now you get larger homes because it's more of a desirable area to be in. One thing to note that is a huge downfall for being on Suncrest, which also is an upside, is that the winters, because you literally are on an incline hill all the way up, this whole street I'm driving right now is a massive incline, and all of these houses are on inclines, is because of the winters. We get very hard winters here in Utah. You have to make sure the plowing system is working, and so Draper puts an infrastructure to making sure your taxes definitely go to plowing a road like this. I mean, just look at this. You get all of these mountain views behind these houses, and they're all very much nestled in here. These aren't large lots because you're on a mountain here, but you definitely get the mountain views. Now, if you're on the other side of the street, which I'll show you, you also get the view of Draper and Salt Lake City. There is a point that I will show you that you do get to see both the Utah County and the Salt Lake County. But just take a look at these houses. We're coming up to a mansion and an estate up here. Also very famous. This house was just up for sale a couple years ago. As you can see here, the more older style as far as structure, you got more of the Victorian style. This is the home that sold just last year. It was on the market for a couple years, but you're definitely getting some beautiful estates up here, you guys. Come move to Draper and you're going to get the view of the mountain. Make sure you get this view of this mountain right here, and then you get the temple. You got the Angel Moroni on the top of the mountain up there. So you can see why people love living here. And they deal with the snow because they love the mountains and the view. Draper City is known for a lot of custom builds, and what usually happens is you'll come in here and you'll buy a farmer land or a smaller structure that was on this land. They will knock down the smaller structure and then they will build a subdivision area for people to build their own custom homes. This type of little cul-de-sac you can find everywhere within the valley of Draper City. We're going to be going up to the Suncrest area within the mountains so you can get the viewpoint. They don't have as many custom homes up there, but they they do have a lot of fun subdivisions. So if you're looking to build a custom home, this would be the area to do it, for a lot of builders are familiar with the infrastructures within the Draper City area. So we're up here on Suncrest, which is also the point of the mountain. And I'm going to show you that the infrastructure of a lot of little homes that were built up here back in like the early 2000s is when they started to really start building on this hill. And a lot of people actually come up here because they want the amazing views that you get, but they don't have the influx of land to build larger homes on. So you can see the roads are so steep as I'm driving up here. I'll show you this little house over here. And a lot of that's Draper, where you've got the retaining wall building on these types of areas. They love Draper to retire. They have more of a quiet area. A lot of people use the road that goes through Draper to Highland City to surpass the traffic on the point of the mountain. So there's a lot of reasons why people like it up here. A lot of it is the view, it's the quietness. You don't have any conveniences up here on the Crestwood area, but you do have these amazing mountain, literally homes nested into the hill of Draper City, Utah. So we're driving up on Potato Hill Trailhead. People will bike them down and then they'll bike up the hill. They have trails that you can bike on, that you can hike on. They have horseback riding. So you're buying a lifestyle when you come up here. Again, as mentioned, the winters are probably the biggest downfall up here because they get dumped on. We are at the point of the mountain where you've got the divide of the Salt Lake City and the Utah County. So you've got the snow that gets concentrated within this mountain because it's called the point of the mountain, blowing in from Salt Lake, but then you also get the southern blow in that ends up stopping right here on this Wasatch Range. So again, there are no conveniences up here, but it's the lifestyle that people absolutely love, the peace, the quietness, the ability to have the views. So they compromise for the winter. So we have met the top of the peak of Suncrest. They do have a fun restaurant and they do have a park up here. I believe they also have a splash pad, don't quote me on that. The fun, cute little market cafe. And as you keep going, I want to show you one of the most incredible views that you can get in all of Utah and Salt Lake County. All right, epic spot here that we have in Draper City, Utah. This is all of Utah County. You have the point of the mountain over here. Now there's a gravel pit on the other side of this hill, which Draper, there's a hot topic right now, and we're gonna try to kick the gravel pit outside of Draper so they can't do anymore. They've literally been eating at the mountain, but you can also go paragliding on the other side of that mountain as well. So Draper has a lot of fun activities, but I mean, you don't have to do the activities. Just come up here, get a picnic, go on a little trail walk, and this is the view that you're gonna get. Last blurb, you get the smog, okay? We get the flow of air of a lot of California fires, but we also are in the middle of July right now and we're filming this, and so we are in fire season, hence the smog. I obviously lost my audio on this video, but I wanted to let you know that Gourmandise is literally one of my favorite places. They're known for their French cuisine and for their desserts. They used to import all of their ingredients for their desserts from France. I am here and I have got the salmon wrapped pastry with a lobster sauce. It was absolutely amazing. I have a realtor friend over here and she got the steak sandwich. It was absolutely amazing. It was too much for her to finish. She took some home. Again, please let me know if you are loving their desserts because I can't seem to find what one I love the most. I do love the almond croissants though. Absolutely incredible. So make sure you drop on by to Gourmandise if you're here in Draper. It's amazing. Well guys, that's a wrap to Draper City. We're going to end here at the Loveland Living Aquarium, where they have over 4,000 animals here. They have a new structure building for all of your science and learning. This is a perfect opportunity because you have the private schools, you have a lot of the family communities here in Draper, and you have the aquarium, which is an amazing, you can get season passes. They have the Asian living land. They have like the fun little monkeys you can see. They have the birds. You can even look towards the Arctic where they have the penguins. They even have a playland play place in here for your children. So make sure you come check it out. I will see you guys in my next video.